Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again. Finally, it feels good to be back making content for you beautiful people. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that sent me well wishes on Twitter. I appreciate it, man. Obviously, as always, make sure you show love to our guests, in particular, Kojo, who stepped in and host the homie. I appreciate you, Kojo, man. Listen, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. It's 2021. We're finally going to get 1K this year. I can say it. It's going to happen. Last year, we didn't know what was going to happen. It kind of slowed down, but it is what it is. Make sure you get comments saying Manchester United v Manchester City in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Listen, we lost 3 semi-finals last season. Can we go one better? I'm joined by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Kojo from 3 midfield. How we doing, boys?
All good, my bro. All good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay, man. I'm feeling a lot better, man, as you can tell by my voice. I got my voice back. Obviously, the neighbours aren't happy about that, but it is what it is, isn't it? I think that's why I got ill after I screamed. I don't know who scored the last minute. Was it Rashford? Since that Rashford day, man, I got ill, man. That was when I screamed the house down, man. Got a form of complaint and everything, you know. I'm not even lying. I actually got a form of complaint and screamed that much. But it's what it is, man. Last minute with it has to be done, man. Listen, it is what it is. But let's talk about Manchester United, Man City. You know, since I've been on Man United, kind of doing well. I might be bad luck. I might have to just dip again. It is what it is. Look, Kojo, we're coming to this with a bit of momentum. 2 very good wins, a very good Aston Villa team. You know, a lot of people said we held on, but to be honest with you, I couldn't care less. I thought we did enough to win the game, although Aston Villa, fair play to him. And of course, as we know, we beat Wolves later on. We're going into this game with momentum. Also, City off a very impressive win over Chelsea, man. How are you feeling for this one?
I'm feeling quite good, you know. It's been a while since we found any level of consistency. So to find a good level of consistency at this stage of the season where your rivals are still inconsistent and they're dropping points, especially the so-called best team in Premier League history. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you know. Yeah, so it's not as important for us to keep this momentum up. Obviously, I know a lot of fans don't particularly care too tough about Carabao Cup, but you keep momentum by winning at the end of the day, innit? So,
yeah, absolutely.
This is not only Carabao Cup, it's the Manchester Derby. So you need to turn up. That's as simple as it gets, man. I don't care what fixture it is. I don't care if it's pre-season. Once you see Man United versus Man City, I need you to turn up. So hopefully they keep the form going. Everyone that's been playing has been in good form. I don't think there's one person that I can look at and say you've been poor. I've criticised Martial. Martial has been assisting and getting his shooting boots back bit by bit.
Yes.
So, you know, the goal he scored against who did we just beat? Villa. That diving header, I've been screaming for diving headers, and he got one in, you know. So that's what I like to see. So everyone's doing their thing. So hopefully we can continue the momentum and we can slap these noisy neighbours back into their place.
Yeah, listen, first and foremost, regarding, you know, the fact that it's Manchester City, I completely agree. At the end of the day, even if it's a friendly, which of course it isn't in this case, we need to make sure we deliver because the fans, you know, it means a lot to us, especially if you're from Manchester. I've got a couple of comments from Ali Saeed, the homie, first and foremost, saying salam. Walaikum salam. Obviously, that's the Muslim way to greet one another. Makeup is coming off loser fools. I'm assuming that by Liverpool Klopp made them froze look good. Fred sits for being down in Brazil. What is going on here? And Joe's just screaming Kojo. You love to see it. Listen, Joe, what about me and Was? We don't get any love. Oh, there we go. And the boys. That's it. Right, lovely, Joe. Thank you for coming on. But listen, let's talk about the derby itself. Was, as I just mentioned, Manchester City finally finding a bit of form. You know, I think it's kind of gone under the radar how good the defense has been. You know, if I'm not mistaken, 6 clean sheets in the last 7 games. That was the first. That goal that Hudson-Odoi scored, which was completely irrelevant in the last kick of game, was the first time they conceded in 7 games.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, was. Like, I might make that up, but it sounds right. No, I'm joking. I did check it. It is right. Listen, Was, what are your thoughts? You know, Man City are starting to hit a bit of form. Are you worried at all coming into this game?
I am a bit, to be honest, because they've kind of gone under the radar because I think for some reason all the flipping tabloids and newspapers and journalists and ex-pundits and God knows what coming out of the woodwork praising Man United all of a sudden.
Are they?
saying,
Are
"Oh,
they really
Pogba's the
praising us?
next best thing." Just shut up, man. Flipping proper suckles flip flops. It's true though, because they just flip flops. Like last week, they were being all racist and all sorts of shit against Pogba and that, and now they're sucking up to him, calling him the next best thing and that. Just be quiet, man. Make your mind up and just flip and stick to it, because I'm not having none of that crap. And also, it's like with City, I think, yeah, they've gone under the radar. So it's between Liverpool and Man United all of a sudden, this title charge. And I think it's a long way to go yet with this title thing, to be honest. A long way. It's not even halfway through season, almost halfway.
Yeah.
So City quietly going about their business. They've had a lot of, not injuries, but COVID-related, absentees kind of thing. That's caused them a bit of a problem. But I watched them against Chelsea, and they looked actually quite good, especially like De Bruyne and Foden. I don't know why he's not playing Foden. That plays like that. They're looking quite good. So, but I think we're still going to slap them. I'm not scared of them. We're going to slap them.
You know what, yeah? I love it when West comes with the
But
West
just
hear that crap.
West was built them up, man. West was built up on City to say, nah, they get slapped anyways.
You know what it is? I live in middle. For the guys that don't know, I live in middle of nowhere. I live in Wales, yeah. And believe it or not, Man City got no fans. But guess what? My neighbour's a Man City fan. How random is that? So it's like we have a bit of it's kind of light banter. But when they win, he just gives me a lot of like indirect kind of hints and that. So I don't want to lose, man, because I want to rag him this time, and I don't want that repeat of that Premier League fixture when they both win it for us.
Well, it goes into penalties, anyways. At least that we know how good we are.
That's good.
Speaking of penalties, Pep crying regarding there's no players, and obviously Klopp's tears. Some rumors say they're still trying to get Klopp's tears out of Anfield as we speak because he's flooded the stadium. Honest to God, I've never seen rival fans and rival managers so rattled out Man United getting a penalty. Listen, whether it was a penalty or not, it doesn't matter. The referee's giving it, and with the amount of soft penalties I've seen this season that haven't been spoken about, the manner in which the Pogba one's been spoken about is actually embarrassing. But look, they clearly fear us. They don't want to be talking about us like this. If it was some irrelevant team, again, no disrespect to West Brom, but let's say West Brom got a penalty like that, no one would be talking about it. Of course, they fear Man United. They know that, there's a bit of momentum, which we will be discussing shortly. Ali said, let's enjoy while we're up there. None of them vibes. Was, please, let's be, what's the other about? What's those positive vibes? I think you've got the wrong was there. Joe's saying, what do you guys think of the reports that KDB has been offered a contract lower than his current? As a prepare for Messi, but
don't. January.
Joe and his Messi chat. De Bruyne was dangerous in the false snap position, absolutely. But listen, before we go into detail about Man City's threats and stuff, let's talk about Manchester United. I kind of want your thoughts on a few things. I kind of want your thoughts on the Cavani situation. I don't know if you've seen what Godin's posted, but we'll kind of say that's the end if I remember that is. But let's talk about Man United. You kind of mentioned Anthony Martial already, scoring a diving header. Marcus Rashford kind of being a hero thereabouts. Bruno Fernandes obviously been brilliant. But one man I want to talk about who's been getting a lot of shit, mainly because he dances and gets haircuts, Paul Labile Pogba. Listen, you might be leaving at the end of the season when Kojo talked to me. This guy ran the game for most parts. Yes, for me personally, he was absolutely phenomenal. I gave him my man of match alongside Bailly. But that aside, man, Pogba, I've been screaming, please give him license to go forward. He got a bit license, and he shined, basically. What were your thoughts?
Pogba's doing exactly what me and you have said he can do with his time, bro. That's all it is. It's simple. No great midfielder will ever function in a team unless everyone does the job around him. And once they're doing their jobs, he can also do his job. If he does his job, they can do theirs. It works in rounds. And Pogba is balling out because he's doing what he does best. He's enjoying football. He loves the game. He loves United. No one can deny that from me. I don't care what anyone says about him. He's committed. He loves the club. But the guy wants to achieve, So the way the guy's playing right now, at this point, he's become undroppable. And I'm going to give you the credit because you've been screaming for this guy to start. And I've been like, take your time, ease him in.
Take your time.
Take your time. Whereas you just said, play him, he'll show. And I don't doubt his quality, but I want him to be rested. But you said play him. Ole's played him and he's shown the quality. So there's no need for him to be rested. He's been doing his thing. Absolutely. And I think he's going to continue it. I think we found the right balance in the midfield. I think Fred's doing his job in the midfield. McTominay at times does his job, but when he doesn't do his job per se, it's not a horrible performance. Matic has found a decent level of form in the last couple of games. So, you know, as long as everyone does their thing, Pogba will do his thing, Bruno will do his thing, and everyone else will flourish. And Pogba down that left side with Shaw or Tellez or Rashford.
Shaw as well, by the way.
Shaw levels.
Quality.
I can't even call him Thickums anymore because he looks like he's chopped away and he's looking good. So I can't even call him Thickums anymore. But that was affectionate, innit? That was an affectionate thing, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, but Shaw's been on job as well, man. But listen, regarding Pogba, this comment from Joe just made me laugh. A future Premier League winner, but not the best dressed. Hashtag Matic. If you know, you know. Obviously, if you're on Twitter, you know what that is referring to. But what are your thoughts on Paul Pogba? You know, Kojo's kind of alluded to the fact that, in his personal opinion, he has to start. You know, Van der Beek is also another player that hasn't really had a mention from a lot of people. That has had a mention, but in terms of minutes, do you think Ollie continues to rotate the squad, which he's done fantastically well, or do you think this isn't the game for that?
No, I think this game. Because I think City they're gonna go strong. Their first 11's gonna because they like winning the Carabao Cup, and that's like Champions League for them, innit? So they're gonna go strong. It's true. That's what it's for him. Is what it's done.
Wow. You know what? Wasi, never stop this front talk. Never stop it. I want more each week. I want more.
I'm running out of notes, mate. No, so basically, Pogba. Yeah, I've been screaming out for Pogba like you, Usmaan. I've been saying, like, you know, get him in there. But what I noticed was that he plays with like-minded players. When he plays with like-minded players like Bruno, Van der Beek, when he does come on, or even like Fred, who moves the ball quickly, he goes up another gear. It just makes him a better player. He's one of those guys like you pick in the school, you know, like in the playground, you're playing in school and that. He's the first pick, and if you don't get him, you just say, "I'm not playing football." He's one of those kind of guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to be honest, like with Pogba and Bruno, I think I said this earlier on this season when we were doing like analysis between them playing together with Van der Beek. Basically, they have different qualities and they complement each other in such a way where Pogba's got the more of the long range and driving into the box, but then Bruno's got those kind of quick 1-2 give and go, and then the clever dink over. You know, they just got different type of qualities, but they complement each other so much. And if you got that on the pitch, you almost got like a world, like one of the world's best midfield. The only thing is, we're missing a CDM. We're so missing a CDM. And then, you know, I don't know what, I mean, there's endless, and we can win anything. But also, like, I was going to, I forgot what I was going to say. I can
join the while you obviously regain your third. For me personally, the thing that I loved about Pogba's performance, or what I enjoyed the most about it, was the fact that he was getting into the box consistently. And I'm not talking about from set pieces. I'm talking about actual attacks. He was consistently further up the pitch. Of course, that is instructions via Ollie. You know, Pogba, you've seen in a double pivot, very deep. And that's been my major criticism. I can't remember who we were playing. I think it was against Wolves, actually. After that game, I know we won that game 1-0. But even then, I was saying on the match reaction was, I'm not happy because Pogba's too deep, pushing further up the pitch, and you'll see him flush. I said it literally after Wolves' game, and a lot of people were like, no, we can't play him further up, X, Y, and Z. Well, we saw him further up. Bruno was further up. And, okay, granted, Aston Villa took the game to us in the second half, but when we were going forward, we looked dangerous in moments. And that was down to both of their quality. Pogba's link up with, you know, Martial over the years has been brilliant. The French connection, as we always talk about. And again, it was fantastic. Very neat and tidy. A couple of 1-2s in tight areas. And I just think Pogba getting to the box, man, it's going to be a threat for the opposition. We've got a comment here from Akil, regular viewer, as always, What Ledge. I don't care if Pogba is playing for a big move, a new contract, or if he's committed. All I want... I can't read it. All I want is the player he is now. So basically showing what he's showing now and us winning the title.
Ollie's probably said that to him, that if you win as the title, you can go where you want. It just feels like that. And you can see Pogba, he's just more relaxed as well. He's just doing his thing. He does
I was gonna kind of add, look, first and foremost, regarding his commitment right on the pitch, if you can't see that he's not putting 110% in, then of course, then even in his, he doesn't run a lot. Well, he's completely banished that myth because he's been covering every blade of grass, and the graphics show that as well. But also for me, that was the most telling thing, Kojo. In that game, I know the Wolves game was very significant given the manner in which we won it. But after the Aston Villa game, everyone's on the pitch hugging each other, and who initiates it? Pogba. Pogba's the first one hugging Twansavy and Bailly. Them three are stood there, obviously, whatever you want to call it, team chemistry goes straight to Bailly. You see Bruno Fernandes posting stuff on Twitter. We know he's a leader, but posting, Bailly was my man of the match. I don't even think Bailly got the man of the match, but just little things like that. It shows that there's no ego in the dressing room, and I think Ollie does deserve a lot of credit for that. And Pogba clearly doesn't have any ego there, man. He's just there to, he's just there to join in with the rest of the lads. And for me personally, Coach, I don't know what you think. Like, that was of course, amongst other things, but it's quite clear that it's a close-knit group, isn't it, really?
Oh, yeah, you can tell there's been like a growing relationship in the whole damn squad, and it's very important. Like, Bailly's made a incredible block last second in the game, and they've really just gone and said, look what this guy's done for us. He's kept us in the game. He's kept the game for us, got us the 3 points. Let's go and hug him, man. Pogba was the first one there, and everyone ran towards him. And
yeah, Mata as well.
Like, people coming off the bench to hug Bailly and joining in, and you see Pogba and hugged him. Pogba was there, he's looking, telling people to come over, he's giving them words of encouragement. You could hear him, you see him talking to the guys, because you can see they're growing as a team. They're becoming more confident. They demanded that the Burnley game be brought forward because they have that momentum. They want to keep going.
Absolutely.
And the thing about Pogba is, I've always said, I will never judge a player off his agent's talk. I don't understand what Raiola is. He's done this at Zlatan. I said it before. Zlatan was playing at Barcelona and the guy he's going to Real Madrid. That's happened before with Figo, and he got a pig's head thrown at him. So I wouldn't be making jokes like that. But that's what the guy did. That's the kind of man he is, because he knows what he does. He makes money, and that's why he's damn good at it. So absolutely. I wouldn't judge Pogba of that. And you can see Pogba's energy is loved by... In the French team, he's not a captain, but he's a leader in the sense that everyone goes around his energy. Everyone loves him. Let him bring that to the United team, because clearly
you've seen it with Matic as well. Like, on the Instagram videos, him and Matic are boys. You would never put them two together, but Pogba's boys with everyone really in that dressing room, innit? Exactly.
And if you can have a relationship with people like that, from someone that has the personality of Lingard, who Lingard I guess will get along with most people, or could be jarring to a lot of people as well. To the personality of Matic, who just looks like an ultimate professional but enjoys Pogba's enthusiasm and his presence. The guy obviously has a great aura about him. So rather than bitch and moan about this, that, and the other in his agent talk, let's enjoy the guy. And if he stays and he wins as Premier League, that's absolutely fantastic. And if he goes and wins as a Premier League, it's still fantastic. Either way, we got to enjoy the player. We've got a quality player on our hands, bro. Like, why are we letting our fans and agents get into our minds too tough? Let the guy in, let's enjoy the guy's quality, because when he balls out for you, all of us are here screaming, look at our player, best in the league, best in the world, best this, best that, because we know how good he is. So enjoy the guy, man. Enjoy the guy and let him ball out. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, quickly getting there, I don't think we've seen the best of United at the moment. I think we're only playing second gear. The only thing that's getting us really over the line is like kind of team spirit and that work ethic. And just hints of quality. There's just moments we kind of produce like one-touch passing and we get a goal or a penalty, some may say. But there's nothing like we're not doing anything amazing. I know the odd game we have like Sean, but we're just getting over the line. Can you imagine when we do start hitting with this kind of belief? I feel like it's getting somewhere. That's what's causing the fear amongst Liverpool, City, and whoever else might be in that race, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I think the belief is the key thing. I think for me personally, that Wolves game, again, if, obviously I'm not Ali's point here, I'm not talking about title talk, I'm just saying in jest, again, this is what it is. But hypothetically speaking, if we are to even challenge or, we get ourselves over the line, of course, that Anfield game is going to be crucial for all that. But if anyone says to me, what's the turning point for you? I'm going to say the Wolves game, because we should not have won that game because we were shit. And I'm not going to sit here and say, we were brilliant or we deserved our win, because we really didn't. We didn't turn up that game, but somehow we found a way, and that's what good teams do. Just want to get a couple of comments in. Joe was saying, did anyone think Bayu was going to get injured during that intense cold? Just you, Joe. Just you, not me. Also, a lot of people saying go full strength tomorrow. Obviously against Watford in the FA Cup. We can rest. I don't know if you guys watch Ben Foster's GQ. I love it. You need to watch it, boss. It's so good. Did you watch the last episode? So Ben Foster's got a YouTube channel, but basically records all the games. He puts his GoPro on the net. Okay, so you need to watch it. So obviously, I'm looking forward to watching that. Hopefully, we bag them. But we'll touch about that during the week. But this is what I want to move on to. Akil's kind of touched on it here. There's a mentality shift at United. Ollie deserves credit for that. And it has come at a time where the so-called mentality monsters are collapsing. Hashtag 21 incoming. But there's one thing that we have to discuss here. And to be honest, last season, it was our Achilles heel. 3 semi-finals, 3 L's. We speak about turning the corner. We speak about potentially winning the league and all that nonsense, momentum and so forth. This is a huge moment in the season because we've spoken about belief just shortly there. Getting to a final, overcoming that hurdle of last year is crucial for us. Granted, we're playing against a good Man City team. You know, Pep can sort of say what he wants or sugarcoat as much as he wants regarding injuries. You haven't got that many injuries, man. Pep, shut up, man. That is practically your first team. You're not missing anybody from that team that I can recall of any sort
Edison,
of, apart from Aguero, who's been injured all the time. Edison's an absolute mare in every Manchester derby, so it's probably better he doesn't play. But listen, in terms of this sort of overcoming this, just that mental sort of fragility, really, because we keep losing the semi-final, granted, against a good Man City team. But how important is it, Kojo, to overcome this? We really, if we're trying to achieve something, we have to get past Man City.
I firmly believe that if this team gets to the final, they win. It's that simple. And I genuinely mean that for any competition. I'm not talking about just this competition because we're in it. The fact that we get semi-finals and then we bottle it, it concerns me. I think the Chelsea one, yeah. I can't complain about that. Chelsea were better. But the one that really still triggers me was the Sophia one. We were better than Sophia. We had chances.
And they ended up winning it.
We had chances to win that game. It wasn't one chance too far. We had like 8-9 chances to score. Yeah. And they were clear-cut and we didn't put them away. Very simple. I can't lie, Ali. Listen, I do think Pep has to turn them off. But you see Benjamin Mendy, yeah, let's just say it, I understand. But at the end of the day, this is very key. People, again, like I said before, they don't really rate the Carabao Cup, but your team has lost 3 semi-finals in a row. You need to win the next one. Yeah, you need to win the next one. If you don't win the 4th one, you still need to win the next one. But this is key. I don't want to win. I don't want to lose 4 semi-finals in a row. That's not good enough.
That is not good for Ali, man. And plus, the players are going to stop believing in the sort of process, so to speak. You know, we constantly bottling it. There must be some, you know, we always associate, it's not Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur with, you know, bottling it, especially in cup competition. And we know that they were Brentford, realistically speaking, they're probably going to get through. And we will be playing Jose Mourinho in the final, potentially, which would be scenes in itself. But just the fact that, as you said, like, for me personally, if we lose 4 in a row, I just think the players' heads are going to completely drop. And that, you know, the next final, the Europa League or the FA Cup, is well in May. By then the season's gone already, isn't it? Go on, sir.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was just gonna say, yeah, but it's just super important to win. I think what's important would be if we were to lose, we need our leaders to really step up and really galvanize everyone else and say, these things happen. Go on to the next game. Worry about Watford and then worry about Burnley, Liverpool. We're still in a good position overall in the league, and we're still in another competition. So I'm not thinking about a loss, but I'm just putting the hypotheticals out there. Leaders must step up if that happens. That's the thing for me.
100%. JH, I'm just gonna say Jahan for the sake of we got these, brothers. Yes. Love to see the positivity. Jameson, can I join? Bro, if you follow me on Twitter, Usmaan Talks United, we normally do a fan calling show after each game. So you got a perfect opportunity to come join us then. Of course, right now, can't. But yeah, just check us out on Twitter. Obviously, hopefully you can get over the next one. But yeah, what's coming to you? Let's discuss Man United's strengths going into this game. You know, we kind of spoke about mentality in a lot of detail. For you personally, what's your lineup? What are you going for?
I'm going to go for, I think was the lineup you played against Leicester? I think was it a diamond with Van de Beek, Pogba, and Bruno when they first started together?
Possibly.
And did
Was
they
that,
have?
was that not against Everton?
Don't know if it
Oh,
was,
in the cup, Everton.
I feel like
was
it
it
was against.
Everton?
I feel
Oh,
like
we
it was
won
against
2-0.
In the
Everton.
cup, yeah, Everton.
Yeah, I feel like it was Everton because I remember them playing and we won the game. Obviously, we drew to Leicester, didn't we? So,
Yeah, I think again, I think the midfield battle for me is very key. So if we pack that midfield and then just destroy him in that kind of section, then I think we'll win the game quite easily. I mean, up front for them, I mean, they
so
don't really have
who's your lineup?
my lineup. Yeah, I would go.
Another question.
Yeah, I got De Gea in there.
Yeah.
Right back, Wan-Bissaka, left back, Shaw, centre backs. It's going to be buying Maguire, isn't it? Then I'll play. If it's going to be like a diamond, I'll probably want Fred. Actually, no. Actually, I'll play Matic. Actually, I'll put Matic in there, and then I'll put Pogba and Van de Beek, Bruno just in front of him, and then Rashford and Martial up top. That's what I do.
Interesting.
I'll just go for it. Then you got nothing to complain about, innit? You know, if you lose, you lose. I don't know. But I think that's the start. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna play 2 DMs, isn't he? And Jay's saying that he agrees this is an opportunity for Donny Van de Beek.
100%.
Interesting. I personally don't agree with a couple of things, but this is what Kojo's got to say. Kojo, what's your lineup?
I can't lie to you. I agree with that lineup from start to finish. You know.
Oh, fine. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. No, there is. I was thinking about not playing Donny because I feel like he was gonna play 2 DMs and he's gonna put one of them to make sure that every time what's his name, De Bruyne tries to go and just a bit wide to whip balls in, one of them will chase him down.
Yeah.
But I feel like we can just go for City. I understand the counter-attack has always worked, but defensively, they're not it. And Chelsea,
statistically, that would be fantastic defensively. So
they have been so far this season. So far this season, they have been. But I feel like in the last couple of games, they haven't been really and truly tested. I mean, Chelsea had a good 10 minutes against them, and then they conceded one chance, and then Chelsea capitulated and went defensive. And as soon as City got control of that game, they tore them. And I feel like that's too risky for us.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to have to drop one player out of West's team, it has to be Donny van de Beek. Pogba and Bruno are undroppable right now, so that's as simple as it gets. And as much as I want Donny to play a bit more games, it will make sense to drop him for Fred.
Yeah.
But I would start Matic. I think Matic tends to have good games against City, actually, in general. So
I think we need that aerial presence as well. I think the defenders are they're good in the air as well.
Diaz is a problem.
Yeah, it's decent. A set piece, that's where if you're going to concede goal, that's where it's going to come from. But then you got Bailly there, so Bailly's.
I think you're proper underestimating Man City if you think their major threat is set pieces was.
But yeah,
I don't know what game you watched against Chelsea, but they're flipping ripped.
Usmaan's going to go for a goal, Usmaan. Gives your lineup, mister.
To be honest with you, it was the Matic one. I know Kojo just said he plays well against Man City. I just think Matic is going to be potentially too slow in this game if they play. I don't think he's going to play Foden and De Bruyne because he's a bottle job. He's going to use another way for him. But obviously, I can't use that. I just think it would make sense for him to play Foden and De Bruyne there. If that's the case, then Matic is going to get killed. Same formation, same back five as you suggested. I'd probably go. You know what? I'm thinking McTominay, but then I think his passing is so shit. It's actually frustrating.
Pissing me off, man.
So you know what? Just based on that, and he was proper dog shit last game, I'm going to say Matic, although I'm 50-50 on him. And then I'll go Fred as well. I do think we need Fred in there because if Man City are playing their normal passing game, I'm expecting a lot of sort of running around, basically having to retain the ball, that kind of thing. And Fred is better than anyone we've got in the squad currently. Pogba and Pogba and Bruno, absolutely no-brainer. And then Martial and the gunman up top, which is Rashford. Listen, I have noticed a weakness in their team actually, but before I go into that, as Ali said, play the strongest team, then get a week off, forget Watford, completely agree. That Watford game for me, I would scrap it in terms of just completely rotate 11 players. and play everyone that just. To be fair, we
Henderson,
can get
everyone, yeah.
we can easily. Well, we don't need to talk about, but I'm saying Henderson, Twansebe,
Lestri,
Tellez, Van de Beek,
Lestri,
potentially
Mengi,
like
Led, get them
Greenwood.
all in.
Honestly, there's enough players in the squad. One thing I've loved about Ali is the fact that he's rotated the squad so much. But listen, let's talk about the weakness of Man City. For me personally, it's quite obvious what it is. It's playing the ball in behind and then running back to their facing their own goal because their defenders struggle. You saw it with the Hudson and Doyle goal. Like Havertz got the assist. Havertz is not fast, not particularly quick. He's not. Like I wouldn't class him as anything really. We need to get the ball in behind them, man. Listen, they're going to try to squeeze us the far of the pitch. You know what Pep Guardiola lets do. You know, everyone talks about what he does on the ball, but what he seems to do off the ball is squeeze. They squeeze oppositions. They push the fullbacks further up the pitch, and they try to, nullify your midfield. Obviously, try to outrun it, but they always play a high line, and this is why it should play into our hands. If any team that plays a high line against Man United is looking to lose or potentially be on the verge of conceding at every moment, when you got the likes of Pogba on the pitch, I just think for me personally, the midfield battle, if you play Foden and De Bruyne, it will be interesting. Don't get me wrong, both quality players, but even then, with the midfields that we suggested, we should have too much for him in the middle of the park. Up top, they haven't got a natural number 9 at the moment. Even if Jesus is playing, he's shit anyway. So what difference does it make? I don't even think he's going to be fit, but he's dog shit. De Bruyne might be playing there.
I think Gundogan's a decent. Well, I watched him the other day.
Yeah, Gundogan is a good player, but although he scored passes a couple of times now that I think about it, but he's nothing special. Although his goal was absolutely beautiful, that touch and finish was sensational. But Kojo, what do you reckon? For me personally, the fullbacks push too far up, high line, get the ball in behind. John Stones for me is not a great defender. You saw in the 0-0 when we actually went for him, we were causing them problems, but we just didn't do it enough, did we really?
Yeah, no, I agree. And the fullbacks are the biggest issue. Kyle Walker is not the best right back. Never has been really. And Mendy, even if Mendy was fit, he's not good anyway, in my opinion. So
he's not fit, man. He's too busy having parties.
So Zinchenko being there. Nah.
They got mistakes. They got mistakes.
They've got a lot of mistakes. Defensively, the thing is, they have been good this year. I've rated Diaz. I think Diaz is a good centre back, but again, I don't feel like they've been tested in the last couple of games. And when they have been tested, they've conceded here and there. Maybe not 2 or 3, but they still conceded. And sometimes you don't need more than a goal to beat City. Just like Southampton did against Liverpool yesterday. I had to throw that in there. Absolutely. So, I think that's the main point. And if they play Rodri, I'm going to need Pogba and Bruno to absolutely bully Rodri, because Rodri is a
You do not rate him at all, do you?
No, it is. I'm more disappointed in him because I was actually annoyed when they signed him because in Spain, he pulled out. But, he hasn't adapted to a quicker style over here. He's got the technical ability. He can read the game quite well, but he's not. It's like his concentration is not there. He sees the danger, but he takes time to react to it. So we can take advantage of that. Pogba, I've said it's deceptively quick, elite dribbler, strong, eye for a pass, eye for a goal from range every now and then. Bruno, just a killer, can win fouls, can score from range, set pieces. So why not attack? Why not get onto his case and absolutely let him know that he's in for a world of pain? So, he's more the main issue for me. If we play a diamond, we're going to be stronger down the middle. And he's someone that we need to target 100%.
Yeah, no, you kind of mentioned obviously targeting Rodri in particular, but I completely agree. I think we have to play on the front foot. You kind of mentioned the way Man City approached the game against Chelsea, or in general when teams try to sit back against Man City, teams kind of struggle to get out against them. I think for me personally, and again, I don't want to sit and say we should go toe to toe with Man City, but we should go toe to toe with Man City because I think we could beat them. Like you saw last season we did the double over. They fearing us. Pep fears us. Like not because of what's happening at the moment, but in general life. Like the guy always plays 2 DMs against. He respects us enormously. Last season we beat him 3 times out of 4. They did kick us out of the League Cup last season, so we need to redeem it in that sense as well. But in terms of your perspective, Was, how do you think the game is going to pan out?
I think, like you guys were saying about them playing a high line, I think that's where we're going to hurt them the most. If you got Marshall is just coming into the party now, and he's just slowly to get that kind of glimmer of hope kind of thing. Like that form is starting to creep back into his game.
Mm.
With him and Rashford, if they just time that run properly, play off the shoulder, like you guys would be going, oh, play off the shoulder, play off the shoulder. If they do all that, and then the
Me and
ball,
Kojo have been screaming this for
I know, every
so
single
long,
podcast
man.
I've seen you guys, you say the
It's
same
so
thing.
frustrating. Just do it, man.
But I
Please,
noticed in the last game against Villa, there were moments where I looked at Martial and I thought, you know what, he's playing off the shoulder, and so was Rashford. But the only thing about Rashford, yeah, he needs
He's
to use his
offside
brain a
all the
bit more.
time, man.
He can't time, he can't time that run. I don't know why. He doesn't
Bro,
need to go in. He's quicker than most
man.
even when he times the run, 9 times out of 10, he's bottling the one-on-ones.
I know.
Yeah,
Bro,
just
Apart from that one against Sheffield United, which was absolutely cold, that one Lindelof pass that he threw it down, that was that was beautiful.
Yeah, he does. In moments. That's what I'm saying. He's one of those players in moments. Like someone said about when him having to think. When he has to think, then he screws it up.
It's instinctive, isn't it?
It's a snapshot. Yeah. It's something that happens really instantly, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So with Martial, it's a bit more.
Sterling's the same, isn't it? And then you see, we haven't even mentioned Raheem Sterling. Look, you know, he had that opportunity, you know, against Chelsea. He kind of goes through on goal.
Wan-Bissaka pocket him. That's what I'm saying.
That's a good battle. You've not even mentioned that battle. You know, that battle. Sterling even knows himself that he's in for a game, isn't he? Really,
he's mentally
Wan-Bissaka can pocket him again. If we keep De Bruyne quiet, I really can't see where their threat is going to come from, and that's not even being like arrogant or nothing.
Yeah.
I just think they're so reliant on De Bruyne. I wish De Bruyne is playing the false nine. I genuinely believe. I really hope it. My only concern is this is my concern. I'm going to throw this out now. We're very shit at picking false nines up. Like against a team that people flow, our communication at the back just seems to have lapse of concentration. I can imagine, this happening. De Bruyne just playing in the false nine, and these men don't know who's meant to pick him up. Like Matic is trying to pass him on to the next.
This is what Eric Bailly is key.
Exactly. So Eric Bailly is on job in that sense. And also Maguire, to be fair, has been fantastic, not giving opportunity for players to turn. They've been very quick in the challenge, and that's important, especially with De Bruyne. We can't give him any space. You know, he's found a bit of form of late as well. Fantastic performance on a personal level for him. So we need to keep the sort of passing lanes towards De Bruyne quiet. That's the key for me. Like if we do that, we win the game. But just gonna get a couple of comments in. Ali saying John Stones is still a donkey. Don't bother silly, but not against quick-footed strikers. Rashford should be running at him every single moment. And and also if Maguire's fucking hug Stones again after the game, I swear to God, I don't want to see that shit. I don't care if you're flipping and been mates since you're 3 years old. I couldn't care less. Good always seems to play well against us. Also, Sean was asking how we're doing. Where are we? We're all well, Sean. Hopefully, you and your family are good. Obviously,
yes.
We love you, brother. Thank you for the support as always. Jay saying 1 leg game, so we can't sit back. Like we know we're doing big games, cup game. We need to go for it. And then imagine a clinical Rashford, scary, 100%. It's basically on Pepe. But listen, I just want to talk about one more thing, obviously, before we get our score predictions in. Kojo, there's one thing I've been saying a lot about to Chelsea fans, and I can't be a hypocrite. You know, Chelsea haven't been anyone of note. Neither have we. Like Leicester drawn, Arsenal lost, Spurs humiliated, Man City drawn, Chelsea drawn. Leicester, we mentioned Leicester. Wolves, okay, we beat them. West Ham, okay, we beat them. Southampton, we beat them. Yeah. Although them 3 teams, you could argue, are good teams this season in the manner in which the moments have been played, they've been good teams. But is it a concern for you, Kojo? Because, look, I said it to Chelsea, you haven't beat anyone in merit, and we've been pretty poor in all these games, apart from, I can't think of one. We've been shitting all of them. Like, literally, we've not had a good... I know a lot of United fans...
Apart from the RB Leipzig game, I can't think of any...
Yeah, but I don't even count them. I want to bet in the league. Forget the RB Leipzig PSG game, because we got out of the group. A lot of United fans are saying, we're going to go to Anfield and beat them. We haven't beaten Spurs. Well, obviously haven't beaten Spurs. They got absolutely destroyed us. We didn't beat Arsenal. We didn't beat Chelsea. We didn't beat Leicester. We haven't beaten anyone. We didn't beat Man City as well. 0-0 against them as well. Like, is that a worry slightly? Not just in this game, but in general. Do you think there's something to that, or do you think I'm overthinking it?
No. You're right to worry about that because those are facts. At the end of the day, people have been laughing at Tottenham because they went from first to 8th or 7th in like a week, but they beat City. They beat us. They beat Arsenal, you know? So they can come and say we've been performing against the bigger sides. So we need to we need to address that. It's right. It's true. It's facts. We need to address it. It's not good enough that we haven't won any of those games. The fact that we held 6 in one of them still pisses me off so much to this day.
It's so embarrassing, man.
You know, that is something that we need to address. It's good that we're beating the smaller teams, or quote unquote the smaller teams, because there's been times where you look at a team and you say they're so good. That was like us actually a couple of years ago. We could beat the bigger boys, but when it came to the smaller boys.
But that's what we've been doing last season. But our record against the bigger teams, so-called big teams,
it's
phenomenal.
So
against the smaller teams like Arsenal, we struggled. So
so the fact that we're doing reverse and we haven't got the right balance is annoying. So this has to be the beginning, because now where people are starting to try and talk about United in the title race and all that. So you have to set the standard. Go beat City, then go to Liverpool. If you go to Anfield, get a point. No one's mad at that.
Yeah,
just don't lose.
Right,
exactly, just don't lose. You know, and then when they come to your place, give them a beating. You know, go to Tottenham and say we need to get revenge. You gave us 6 on our turf, 100%. So we need to go and give you 7 on your turf. Even if that's not going to be, even if that won't be the result, the intent of being there is special.
100%.
So I would prefer that, absolutely. We've got the team to do it. We've got the players to do it. The quality's there. So we now need to turn up, because if we're doing it last year, there's no reason whatsoever why we shouldn't be doing it this year. We went to Chelsea, popped them. Went to City, popped them, home and away.
Yeah.
So turn up or step aside. So I'm hoping this turn up.
Yeah, 100%. Just going to get a couple more comments in. As we're just about to wrap up the show, obviously going to have a couple more things. Get your score predictions in as we do the last part. Obviously, if you haven't already, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Road to 1K, as I always say. People saying, guess who was the last team to knock out City out to the Carabao Cup? It was Manchester United's one matter in 2016. Nice fun fact for you. Hopefully it's factual, because I've read it out like it is. Jay also saying, you have a point, but recently we've been grinding out wins. Despite not playing well, Anfield is a game for Ollie and the boys to prove it 100%. If you go to Anfield and win the game, I think all United fans, including myself, might just lose it slightly, just get a bit ahead of myself. I'm not getting ahead of myself just yet. Like I said, it's all jazz, but speaking into existence and all that. But listen, no, this game tomorrow is massive for us. We don't even know if it's going ahead. As we're doing this preview, it could quite easily be called off because Pep's crying as it stands. But yeah, what's for you personally, you know, regarding what I've just mentioned, does it worry you slightly having that we've not beaten a so-called big team this season?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I was saying earlier, I think we're not got our second gear, innit? So it's like we're somehow, someone said we're grinding the results out. I think that's what's happening. We've not really slapped someone, like apart from Leeds, but that was like a weird game where
you expect to slap them, man. They can't defend.
Yeah, that didn't count. But I mean, we need to play and win convincingly. So that's why I want to see our strong team, strong formation, everything, tactics, and just go for it. And if you win,
100%.
Then you watch, because the momentum, like even for this cup game, I know
they'll start to believe in it.
Yeah, I mean, this Carabao Cup game, I'm not really bothered by the cup. I'm actually, if you instill that winning mentality into a team, then you just become a group of winners. And when you get that, forget about the cup. You just go on this kind of winning that feeling just goes and snowballs into something greater. So I think, like I was saying earlier, that Ollie's brought the good good factor back. People saying, "Oh, what are you on about?" Yeah, he hasn't got managerial experience, but he did bring that back, so you have to give him credit for that. And now we're seeing the fruits of the labor. So back to the question. What was the question again? Sorry.
We'll leave it. I think you've done really well then answering it. Just to add on to what Watson said.
Started the podcast.
Very nice. Get his competitions in. We're going to read them out. People says, don't worry, guys. It will come. Mateys, go, Manchester United. Jerry, the homie, and the chat is saying 1-0 United. Shout out to the man them. Tomorrow is a huge... I can't read today. Tomorrow is huge. Need to overcome the semi-final barrier, exactly, which is what we alluded to earlier in the show. Let's just finish it off. As always, your score predictions. We'll start with you first because it's going to be very positive, I can imagine. Bear in mind, it goes straight into penalties if it's a draw or full time.
I'm going to go for 2-0 because we're going to get a Bruno pen, and when he scores, he's going to Pep and do a knee slide. So that's going to be 1 goal, and then I think Martial will get a goal. I think Martial's on that kind of...
Well, he loves the goal against Man City, didn't he? So
yeah, I think if he runs in behind, like you said, playing high line, we're going to get another goal from him. So yeah, 2-0 win. First final, we'll win that against Mourinho as well. There you go.
That would be proper sweet, man. It really would. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I said 2-1 United. Go Man United. Kojo, what do you reckon? What's the score prediction, mate?
Yeah, I'm with Beef Bully. I'm going 2-1 as well. I hope Martial scores. Martial has scored against Liverpool. He's scored against Arsenal. He's scored against City. He's scored against Chelsea. He's scored against Tottenham. I want another big game performance. I want another big game goal. So score that. And second goal scorer, you know what? It's about time Maguire scored a header, you know. I'm waiting for one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for one. So I think it's coming tomorrow night.
But if David Luke shows on the crosses, then we might get one. You know, Shaw's been on smoke of late. You know what? I'm going to throw a slight spanner in the work. I'm going to say 2-2 and we win on pens. I honestly, I can't. My concern is, right, the Chelsea game from last season is really in my head. Because I went into that game with a lot of confidence. And I'm not sitting here as being overly
We're in a different place. I don't
want to hear. 1 second, let me explain. We're not, this different place thing doesn't exist with me, this team, unless I see it come May. I'm not hearing this different place. I've been there singing Ollie's at the wheel, you know, with my shirt off, doing all this mind game shit before. So I'm not going to go to that place again until I see it progress. And this is an important game for us. Like, for me, personally, our defense is shit. Their set piece delivery from De Bruyne is going to be of quality. It does worry me a lot. So I'm expecting them to score a couple of goals. I'm going to say 2-2, Man United win on penalties, which is, if someone's to ask me, that would be my ideal scenario, because then we'll have more tears about penalties. But listen, it is what it is. It'll be really stressful. Obviously, I will be doing the watch along, so I'm going to be bricking it. As always, make sure you check it out, of course. But look, just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's joined us live in the comments. We appreciate it. Make sure if you haven't already, you drop a like on the video. It's completely free. It helps us out a lot. Obviously, it gives us an opportunity for the United fans to see the content. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll be back tomorrow with the watch along and probably the fan calling show. I'm not, to be honest, I'll never decide because it's a late night. But yeah, also make sure you show love to Kojo on 3 in the midfield. His link is down below in the description. As always, go check him out. There's a lot of content. I believe his Twitter is 3 in midfield as well, which is down below. Yeah, apart from that, it's been
awesome podcast as well, Kojo.
Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. We'll be back soon. You know, it's been your boys, man. Come on, United!
Come on!